Lucy had a box of buttons. The number of square buttons was 40% of the number of round buttons. The number of oval buttons was 2/3 of the number of square buttons. Given that there were 60 oval buttons, how many buttons were there in the box? What fraction of the buttons were round? Express your answer in its simplest form. So according to the second sentence, it says that the number of square buttons was 40% of the number of round buttons. So first we have to change the 40% into a fraction. So 40% is equals to 40 over 100, and that will give us, if you divide it by 0, divide by 2, divide by 2 will get 2 over 5. Which means that if I were to draw the model, the square would have a total of 2 units, while the round would have 5 units. Okay, the next sentence actually says the number of oval buttons was 2/3 the number of square buttons. So if I have to draw another model to compare the oval and the square buttons, I will get oval buttons will have 2 units, while the square buttons would have 3 units. Okay, now what we have to do, take note, is that the square buttons should be the same, which means that the square button in terms of the blue model, which is 2 units, must be equivalent to the square buttons in terms of the red model, which is 3 units. Therefore, we must think of a way to make these two models the same. In order to make them the same, the blue model will have to multiply by 3, while the red model will have to multiply by 2. So in this case, there will be 6 units here, and there will be 15 units here. And there will be 4 units for the oval button and 6 units for the square buttons. So we can actually now put them in terms of ratio, comparing square is to round is to oval, and that will give us 6 is to 15 is to 4. So question A asks, given that there were 60 oval buttons, how many buttons were there in the box? So oval button has got 4 units, and this is equivalent to 60. Therefore 1 unit would be 60 divided by 4, which will give us 15. So in order to find the total number of buttons, the total number of units is actually given by 6 plus 15 plus 4, and that will give us 25 units. So 25 units will be equivalent to 25 times 15, which equals to 375. So this is the answer for A. For part B, it asks what fraction of the buttons were round. So fraction of the buttons were round. To look at B, it will be 15 out of a total of 25 units. And if you reduce it, it becomes 3 is to 5.